right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan and my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We're here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. And I have a feeling we are going to have some laughs today.
Well, before we get into that, I got some announcements.
Yep, I want to do your announcements first.
Okay, so first one, Monero Challenge last week. Reminder, it was tell me what I was doing on a specific date. And then for the bonus, you had to give me a photo of the location I was at. And Chatter Ayn, A-Y-N.
Oh, a new one.
Well, he was in one of the wheels before.
Because I couldn't spell that one either. Okay.
But this is his first win, I believe.
Congratulations.
And he got both of them.
So where were you?
I was hosting a video game tournament at a game store called The Dungeon in Burbank, Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, and if we have time on the show, I'll go over the story of that because it's a pretty funny story.
So that was 2013?
No, 2003.
2003. Oh,
yes.
Did you do other LAN parties like later on?
No, this wasn't a LAN party. It was a console game. It was a Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh, okay. And my son, I never really talked about this. He was doing a business. I don't know what name his business on here, but of LAN parties. And
yeah, I did that in college. Shit like I was into gaming a lot back then.
Were you into gaming like 2005, 2006? Were you going to?
That's kind of when I started getting out of it because I got a real job and had to be an adult and all that bullshit. But no, I was like part of the original eSports community.
Huh.
To where because now it's like a big business and like they have arenas and fucking sponsors and like what I was doing and like all of us were doing at the time was just fucking mom's basement type stuff and we got that whole movement going. So
yeah, my son had it made in the shade because he hosted the LAN parties when the buildings we lived at, but I also worked there. So he had the entire party room. Yeah, he had free parking for all his.
Nice.
They were basically doing a LAN party in River North.
Okay. Yeah,
River North. And it was a big high rise, and it was a lot of fun. Wouldn't have been funny if you showed up to one of those.
Well, it probably wasn't the game I was playing, but I think 2005 was...
Oh, yeah, they did play like Mario Kart or something like
2005 was, I think, when MLG started, Major League Gaming.
Okay.
And, I knew the people that founded that company. And
that's cool.
Yeah, really cool. So, yeah, if we have enough time, I'll get into the story. But, congrats to Ayn, who got the 0.02.
Congratulations.
He found the location. They're no longer in business, but he had the photo of the building and everything.
So, how was it? How did he find it?
Well, he listened to last week's show.
No, but you didn't give hey, if you go to this website, there's a picture here. You left it ambiguous. So
yes, well, that was the whole point of the
No, I understand. How did he do it?
I assume he Googled various names of mine, and just found out, who am I, what's my history, that kind of stuff, then he was able to find. So the Smash Brothers community, they're still going. It's amazing. I mean, they still have Evo here in Vegas. They're still part of that. And the Smashboards forum is where we hosted we had all the info for tournaments back then. Okay. So now all their old posts are archived and gone. Like they've deleted it all. But he used archive.org to find the old posts. Where I announced here's the location and dates and all that.
Yep. $1 worth of Monero.
$2.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, more because Monero's pumping these days. All so it's probably about $4.
Well, yeah, it's because Bitcoin's owned by the government.
Second announcement. So last year we had the first annual Canary in the Cage Harvest Time barbecue and pool party. So the dates will be announced right now for this year's.
Oh, when is it?
September 6th. That's a Saturday.
Right. You got plenty of time to book airfare.
Yep. And I'm hoping to get at least one dark web person. So, contact me if you need help looking up hotel rates and all that stuff. I know lots of people that are VIPs in casinos. We can get you discounted or even free rooms.
Ooh, wow. So, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. This is the week after Labor Day, I believe. So if you want to do a whole week here, come here Labor Day and stay for our barbecue and then head home.
It's a fun town to live, to hang out in.
And as a reminder, you have to bring something that you did not acquire with fiat money.
So that mushroom lady, I've been buying my mushrooms from her.
Oh, great. Desert Moon.
And I bought grow my own mushroom kit from her.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty excited about that.
Those were delicious.
Now I have an announcement.
Oh, okay.
I'm awesome. No. I know you guys already knew that.
Fact check false.
No, you already knew that. Yeah. Community notes. Yeah, Facebook's new community notes now. So anybody in the LA area that's affected by the fires, if you're looking for a shelter, the mayor of LA announced today that all you got to do is go online and there's a list of shelters that open beds. All you have to do is go to the URL.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the URL.
Just the URL?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, guys, just go to the URL.
Yeah, go to the URL.
Good to know.
Okay, she's dumb to buck and box of rocks.
Speaking of speaking of going to URLs, eagle-eyed viewers will notice a new sticker here on my laptop. This is a design by one of our listeners, RN, in the chat room.
Oh, cool.
He, she, or they, I don't actually know their gender because they're very secretive about that kind of thing.
There you go.
They are working on an AI tool that can put images mixed with QR codes. So
Nice.
you've never seen anything like this before.
It's breaking.
So
First of its kind.
we got the first one, and I'm going to be handing these out to listeners. So what you're going to do is contact me.
Yeah.
Tell me how many stickers you want. I'm probably going to cap it out at 5 per person. And then you have to take a photo of that sticker in a public place. Now, don't vandalize, right? Make sure that you have permission of the owner or it's somewhere where this is acceptable. And then we'll give you 0.01 Monero per sticker.
Wow.
Per photo that you send us.
Nice.
And you have to geotag the photo. Now,
Right.
So, because what I'm going to do is, if you go to our website right now, theCanaryInTheCage.com/stickers, you can see it live. There's a map.
Oh, cool.
And all the stickers that you've given us, or all the photos, will be up there. And people can click around, see who's posted where, and all that kind of stuff. So, we're going to be paying out. I printed off 100 stickers. I've used 2 myself. So, there's 98 left. So, get your Monero, guys.
Oh, I actually have another announcement to make.
Oh.
I was wrong.
Go to the URL.
No, I was wrong. Yeah, that mayor, we'll get do a little deep dig on her because she's dumb. She is. I think her height is higher than her IQ. I mean, seriously, what is
In
wrong
feet?
with this lady?
Measured in feet? Or meters? Measured in meters?
Yeah. So I was wrong. I was thinking that there was going to be some bumpy roads for Trump to get confirmed, and it went through smooth. But what I found to be funny is
No, wait a minute. There was an insurrection-like snowball fight. That
I didn't see that. I actually was almost going to post that. At least this time they brought weapons because they didn't bring it last time. No, so there's a podcast that I listen to. I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to call them out. But they're like, see, we told everybody that there was no, we can't believe people thought there was going to be a problem. I'm like, yeah, that'd be you guys 2 weeks ago. Just admit you're wrong, man. Who cares? We're looking at a pile of shit and trying to guess what the future is. And it's a fucked up thing going on right now with all this shit going on. So I actually thought I knew they would eventually confirm it. I just thought there would be delays. There would just be. I just figured there'd be some kind of
right.
Just something would happen. But no.
Well, it was a snowstorm, and they were talking like, "Well, I'm not going to go to work today," but they all did show up.
So did you see my meme? My little meme crazy on Sunday.
I saw a bunch of them.
I was because you didn't see the Bill Gates bus? I finally got a picture of the Bill Gates bus.
Oh yeah, okay, I saw that one.
And then I did a drone, the bus,
yeah,
the mystery fog, and then the conspiracy theory that they're trying to stop Trump from getting delayed. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that Bill Gates was seeding. I have a feeling the drones might have been seeds.
All right, well, so we got one more announcement.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Before, it's a heavy. I mean, it's a new year. We got lots of stuff going on. Some those of you that follow us on either YouTube or TikTok, we have a TikTok presence. I don't know if
that's
you knew
awesome.
That.
No, you did, yeah.
We put out clips, right?
Yep.
So like 1 to 2 minute clips, and those are all automatically generated by Opus.
Yep, Opus is awesome.
OPUS. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. Thanks for the amazing software you guys write.
They do a great job,
and they're very responsive. So I did notice some minor bugs here and there. I reached out to the support team. They fixed it right away.
If they could just zoom out a little bit, I don't like seeing my face that close up.
Well,
no, it's fine.
That's automatic. So I remember I sent you a link to one of these things, and you're like, "How'd you do that?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I put our YouTube link in their software, and then it did the work."
No, it's great.
It does everything.
Yeah,
and they keep improving too, which is amazing.
Yeah, so. I don't watch our podcast. I don't even when I did open mic comedy. I wouldn't even record myself because I don't like myself on camera. Because I'm too awesome, and the awesomeness is kind of like just is like really bright, and it affects everything.
So if you guys are doing your own podcast or any kind of media, check out Opus.
Opus is it.
Great for clips.
It's the place to do your clips.
Let's get into the show.
Oh, I guess we might as well start with L.A. What the fuck?
It's on fire.
It is?
It's been on fire for the last... I mean, it happens every year. Why are we surprised?
Well, no. Okay, so you think... no, fire season was ended in October.
But it's LA.
This is pretty much, I'm pretty sure, arson. No, I mean, arson's happened before.
There's a couple of cases that I think... There always is. I mean, what are you going to do? It's LA.
Well, I mean, but it just shows the massive incompetence of the Democrats that run that state. I mean, massive incompetence.
Yeah, well, the city, really. Because there's like very red parts of California. And for some reason, you never hear this about them.
Yeah, I know. Well, you never.
We're in Vegas. We're in the desert.
Wyoming has trees. Montana has trees.
Yeah.
I don't see
it gets pretty dry
up there. Clean your forest floor, you dumb motherfuckers.
Well, they're saying the fire hydrants are out of water.
So
you're next to a fucking ocean.
You can't use the ocean water.
Yes, you can.
Nope. It's against federal law.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm kidding. It's against federal law. You can't salt the earth.
Of course, dude. It's your house. Your house is burning down.
Well, what do you think, a bucket? No, I'm saying with the planes that swoop down and pick up the water, they can't.
Oh, fuck off. Of course they can.
No, they'll salt the earth. Nothing will grow.
It doesn't matter. Your shit's on fire.
So fire hydrants out of water. So I was watching a clip from Fox 11 in L.A. They got a pretty shitty fucking newscaster there. He was interviewing the developer who ran for mayor against dumbass.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, the fire hydrants out of water," and he was just kind of going through everything. And when they cut back to him, he goes, "Oh no, there's been no reports of fire hydrants being out of water." And I'm like, "You're fucking covering for the government. Like really?" And then he goes, "Oh, let's cut to Gigi." And Gigi's out at the scene of a live fire. Goes, "The fire hydrants are out of water." I'm like, "Oh, she might be losing her job." But if Elon Musk does buy MSN for us, we'll hire her.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, I've already got a plan of action going.
And I saw that the LA Fire Department chief came out and...
well, she came out years ago.
Oh, well, yeah. And was saying how their hiring program is focusing on certain initiatives and...
DEI hiring.
They're gonna fix the fire department, make it equitable, make it... diverse.
Yeah, so they pretty much got rid of all white men, apparently.
Well, they wouldn't take the vax. I mean, what are you going to do?
Right. So, actually, Adam Carolla did a little quick video on that.
I saw that.
He said when he was like 18, he marched down to the firehouse to try to get a job.
Yeah.
And it took him 7 years to get to be able to test. While he was in line, he was talking to other people. He turned around and talked to a woman of color. He goes, "Oh, when did you get on the list?" She goes, "Wednesday." No, okay, so we got to talk about a couple things about this. So... police officers have qualified immunity.
Right.
And I would assume politicians have...
They have more than that.
Okay. But when they're neglectful negligent...
Doesn't matter.
Sue their ass. No, there has to be some... I mean, they are beyond incompetent.
Doesn't matter.
Newsom's got to go. Whatever her lady's name is in L.A., they all got to go. This is ridiculous. I mean, this kind of relates back to some stories we've talked about before about fire code and doing your shit properly.
Yeah.
If they had proper preventative maintenance set up on their fire equipment, and had fire equipment because they sent a whole bunch of them to Ukraine.
Right.
Do you hear about this?
Yeah.
Jesus. So no, but this is the thing. When you don't maintain your life safety equipment, this is what can happen.
Yep.
So I'm an advocate for keeping your fire life safety stuff in order.
This is why we should privatize it.
No, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't necessarily have a problem with privatizing as long as they're properly funded and can do the job when the government can't.
Well, they'll be funded because you as a customer will fucking pay when keep your shit off a fire.
But fire hydrants have to be tested yearly.
Okay.
But they obviously weren't.
But you don't care. You just pay the monthly fee, right? So Netflix has to test their servers every week or whatever, and you don't give a fuck about that. You just pay Netflix's monthly fee and say, well, that's your problem. You fix it. Right? That's how it would work.
Well, right, but it's not about privatizing or not privatizing. It wasn't being done because
the government has no incentive to do it, whereas the private fire department would.
That's why they have to be sued.
You can only sue them. So this is how qualified immunity works. You can only sue them if what they did, one, violated your rights.
It did.
And two, they knew at the time that it violated your rights.
No, Trump told them.
And there's precedent of a case with the exact same facts.
Okay.
Where they have ruled to have violated your rights.
So private properties have fire hydrants on them, and we have to maintain our own fire hydrants.
Okay.
We have to have them tested.
Yeah.
We have to do a yearly test and inspection of them, and then every 5 years a flow test.
Yeah.
I can guarantee those were done.
No, but that's not nothing to do with qualified immunity.
Well, that's you not.
But you can't show me a prior case that ruled that your rights were violated by people who didn't test their fire equipment. There's no such case. I don't know that there is, but I doubt it.
Is dying violating your rights?
Yes, but you have to meet all three of those things.
I can meet all three of those things.
I don't think you can.
Very easily.
Show me a court case.
I've not looked it up, and I will.
You can't do it.
But there are numerous lawsuits of people not maintaining their fire equipment properly.
Yeah, that's you, a private person, not maintaining it. It's different.
Okay, well, they just recall their ass. Actually, Newsom stepped down.
And people are going after insurance companies again because so last year they said we need to raise our rates because there's a huge fire risk right now.
Right.
And we can't afford to cover these damages if the fires happen. And the California has a law where you have to ask permission to raise your rates.
Well, they have a cap too.
Right, and well, they could raise the cap if they wanted to.
Right,
and they said no, you can't. So all these companies said, well, then we can't renew these contracts.
Right, so they pulled out.
And now people are uninsured. And the fires happened just like the insurance companies predicted they would.
Yep.
But now people are bitching at the insurance companies. Like, well, what do you want them to do?
No, the only case I know about is in Florida, and Florida has a similar situation where they get flooded a lot.
Right.
And their insurance companies pull out all the time.
Right.
My only thing is, if you paid for a year of insurance company they can't pull out during that year.
Right. Yeah, that's not what happened.
But in Florida they are. So I'm assuming
I really doubt that. I think you're reading.
They cancel you and send you a check for the balance of your money.
I don't think you can do that. I think you're.
It's happened in Florida.
I think you're reading media sources that are lying to you.
Talking to the people that live in Florida who have had their insurance canceled.
I don't know. There might be a clause in there that lets them. I don't know.
I'm sure there is because our government writes laws to protect big companies.
Of course, because the big companies. It's a big circle, right? They all
so fuck the insurance companies, but this one I would have made the same decision.
Of course, you can't just insure you can't just throw money away because let's say I'm a customer of State Farm in Nevada, right? Mm-hmm. Now State Farm is let's say they're forced to insure these mansions in the Hollywood Hills,
right?
For fucking movie stars,
and my rates go up.
And my rates would go up in Nevada.
Not movie stars. It's poor people too.
In the hills, come on. Malibu? Fuck that.
You have to understand. There are. I go to Malibu quite a bit. Or I did. It's gone now. My favorite restaurant.
Stay out of Malibu.
Lebowski, get out of Malibu. They never kicked me out though. So, although I've had some strange interaction in Malibu. It's because they're left liberals. Met Sam Elliott in Malibu, which is weird because they've been at Ralph's because the whole movie thing.
Yeah.
So kind of cool. So in Malibu, some of the houses have been passed down from family member to family member.
Okay.
So they bought the houses when Malibu wasn't necessarily Malibu.
Right, yeah.
So there was one lady, she was there protecting her parents' house. They don't have insurance because the insurance was canceled on them. And they're like, you have to go. And she's like, I can't. I have to protect this house. So she's out there, using a hose or... Well, the firemen stopped because the fire hydrants didn't work. They were using canvas bags.
Yeah.
So we got the bucket brigade back, apparently. Jesus, they're incompetent shit out there.
California.
And, and I did post a picture of the Hollywood sign on fire. It's not, it never was. I posted that picture for a different reason. I want that. I want to make a meme of that later on about some other stuff. So I wanted to just someplace, I guess I should have put something on there that said, this is, because I assumed that people would see the picture and they would go, that's Photoshop, because it had a trail of fire coming over the hill. You're just going directly to the sign. I'm like, it's obvious that it's fake, but whatever. But yeah, no, it's, oh my God, it's horrible there. But yeah, but it's only that though. I mean, it's not just Malibu. There's I think at one point there were 6 fires. They got, the Hollywood Hills one has now been extinguished.
Oh, okay.
And then there's 5 other fires, and they all kind of started around the same time.
Yeah.
And then somebody in California was trying to blame it on fireworks from the 4th of July. From New Year's. From New Year's.
Oh,
Eve,
okay. What? 8 days ago? 9 days ago?
It just for like a week and a half, and then it's just funny calling everything on fire. But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Trump literally said, because he was on Joe Rogan, said they really need to do this. Right. He tried passing a law when he was in office, and so apparently California is a river that comes all the way down from Canada, that brings a lot of water down to Northern California. Yeah, and he passed a bill to bring that water down to Southern California. They fought him in court and won. So fuck them. I mean, and that's because he wanted to make sure that the fires would not do what they're doing right now.
Right.
And Joe Rogan predicted this. Joe Rogan left LA quite a few years ago because he flat out said, he goes, if we ever have the Santa Ana winds kick up and the wind comes from this direction, he goes, we're going to have massive loss, massive life loss, and we're not going to be able to get out quick enough. So good for him that he got out.
Yeah, I don't think there's any saving these people. Like, if you're still there, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Get out.
If you were affected by this fire and you ever punch that ticket for a Democrat again, you deserve everything you're getting. Because I don't want to make this political, and I know Newsom doesn't want to make it political because all that shit's pointing right at him. This is just goes to show you the incompetence of a Democrat-run city, and this is not one example. There's numerous examples. This is by far.
I don't think Republicans would be any better. Like it's the thing is the kind of people. Well, okay, it might be run better in the sense that Republicans might have a chance of privatizing that stuff. But if the government runs it, it's gonna suck.
True,
that's just the way it works.
That is a very valid point. But they also don't defund their fire departments. $17 million was taken away from LA County Fire. They would not send their fire equipment over to another country who we've given, I don't know, $100 million to.
I don't know about that. I think they would send it to Israel. They would absolutely send it to
Red State.
Of course.
No.
Absolutely.
They don't want to protect those pedophiles over there?
Yeah,
oh, wait. What?
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. That slipped out.
No, they're all fucking insane. Like, anytime you get government in charge, it's just they're going to find a way to fuck it up.
No, and that is very true. I mean, they are not. I mean, and I do bash on the Democrats a lot, but the Republicans are just as bad. They're bad in different ways. Yeah, that's actually the picture that I posted. I'm like,
yeah.
This was the fact that fire came over the hill. I'm like, but no, because I actually want to use this in a meme sometime. Once all this, no, because I want to use this. I forget the word I'm looking for, but because Hollywood is the shines off that turd. And I don't mean Hollywood. I mean like the actors and actresses.
Right.
They've overstepped their usability and
they don't produce any good content anymore.
Right. So I kind of want to use that. I just thought it was a really cool picture. We discussed the DEI fucking people. Jesus Christ. They're college educated.
Yeah.
But nothing to do with fire science.
I mean, oh my God. It's just college doesn't teach that stuff anymore. It doesn't.
No, you can go get a fire science degree, and you can.
Yeah, but they teach you that why fire is racist or whatever. Like, what,
no.
Why?
An actual fire science degree actually will help you understand how a fire works, how a fire breathes, how a fire spreads.
Man, I fucking knew that when I was 12. Man, I figured that shit out myself.
Yeah. But still, I mean, but how about we just hire people that fucking know what they're doing, no matter what color they are, or what? Because again, I don't care what sex you are. Women can do stuff better than men. Men can do stuff better than women. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm in a house fire, I don't want an 80-pound woman coming into the house to rescue me because she's not getting me out.
Yeah, you're dead. You're both dead.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna try and pick me up. We're gonna topple and just become like a melted like pile of bones together, and we'll die there in each other's arms. I guess apparently. Oh Jesus. What else do I want to talk about?
You got too much shit here
when it comes to LA.
Well, I got another Canary in the Cage exclusive.
Ooh,
yeah.
Just happened?
It just happened this week.
Oh, okay, I thought it might happen.
Well, no, it happened. Well, okay, it happened maybe a half a month ago.
Okay,
but the news about it happened this week. So, like I said, about half a month ago, or maybe more than that, maybe about a month, I noticed there was an unauthorized charge on my credit card. Because I check every morning. It's part of my morning shit routine, right? I sit on the toilet, I check my credit card, pay off my bills, all that shit. Okay? So...
There's some things we don't need to know.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, if you guys do this as part of your morning ritual, you'll be better off. So...
Yeah.
Check your credit card every day. So I'm looking, I see another unauthorized charge. I dispute it. And the credit card company's great. Like, they've had this before with me. And they just, there's no questions asked. It's like, okay, we trust you.
Yeah.
We're going to send you a new card. And this is the weird thing. It was my real card, my physical card number. And I almost never use that. Because the card company I go with has virtual cards.
Okay.
And what that lets you do is create a new number every time you use it.
Yeah, which is smart.
And if your guys' company supports that, definitely start using it. But I noticed it was my real physical number. I'm like, well, this is either an older company that was before the virtual cards, or it's one of the few times that I physically swipe.
Oh.
But I didn't look into it any further. I just, I figured whatever. They're going to send me a new card. Done. Whatever. So this week, I get an email from Proton. And they said, we found your info on the dark web.
Oh.
And it was part of a breach tied to NVEnergy.
Yeah.
And NVEnergy is the monopoly company that the government in Nevada says you have to deal with to buy energy. Right.
Yeah.
So
you have to deal with.
I don't necessarily trust everything I see in my email, right? So I go and look myself because I'm on the dark web, and I went to the place where people discuss these things. Sure enough, I find the database, NVEnergy breach. It's got names, addresses, credit card numbers, everything, right? So I tweeted at NVEnergy,
I saw that.
and they never replied. Nobody replied. And then I tweeted at the Las Vegas Sun and the Review Journal.
I was going to ask you what that was.
And they didn't reply. Like, nobody gives a fuck. It's like, why am I reporting this? And I'm pretty sure that they legally have to disclose that they've been breached. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they have to.
No, I think you're right. They do.
And I haven't seen any announcements from them.
Yeah, but how long ago was the breach?
The breach was in late December.
Oh, like 24?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
NVEnergy,
right, fuck you guys for not doing your due diligence. First of all, you shouldn't be storing credit cards in plain text format. What the fuck are you doing? Right, that's against the law as well. But you're semi-government entity, so you probably can get away with it, you fucking assholes. And, the news companies, the media companies, where the fuck are you guys? Why aren't you reporting this? Right, what is going on? But, if any of our listeners are in Nevada, which I think most of them are, check your credit cards, check your bank accounts, make sure there's no unauthorized charges, call up NVEnergy, fucking rant at them on the phone, don't threaten them, don't do anything illegal, but, let them know how you feel.
Yeah.
And any of you guys in any other states, right, keep on this shit, right, because they don't give a fuck, right? They store your data in plain text format, they don't care. So you got to take your own precautions here, people.
So back when I lived in Chicago, I got a message from my bank, and it said, "We've shut your card off because of a weird purchase."
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Okay, so I looked into it a little bit. Somebody used my credit card number to buy flowers.
No, he would never do that.
It's like, I must suck as a husband. Yeah, so whatever. I don't agree with flowers. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't like flowers. My wife doesn't like flowers too, so I'm lucky.
Yeah. Actually, my wife doesn't either. But it was just funny that it was shut off because someone bought flowers. Well, why are you stealing a credit card to buy flowers for?
Here,
honey, here's the flowers that I stole for you. Apparently, whatever. No, Chase shuts me off all the time. I had that argument with that bartender at that. I don't know if you were at that bar or not. She's like, "I'm getting off shift. I want to swipe your card now and close out your bill." I go, "Listen, if I swipe my card twice at this bar, Chase is going to shut me off." Because especially when I traveled for work, and they would shut my car off.
Oh, yeah, if you're out. Well, now they started figuring out, like, they watch if you buy airplane tickets. And then if you start charging in the place where the ticket was bought to, then you're okay.
But I used the company's credit card to buy the ticket. So I went to Canada once, and they shut my card off up there. I called them, "Well, you didn't tell us you're going to Canada." I go, "What the fuck do I got to tell you going to Canada for?"
That's kind of one of the good aspects of them spying on you is like, you know what I mean? But just take into account, yes, they are spying on you. They know where you're going.
But when you are using your card, here's advice from me. One, check for skimmers. Because they're not only on gas pumps, but they're also on the stores at the convenience store. Yep. They have a skimmer that sits on top of that.
Yep.
The other thing is don't ever use your PIN.
Right.
Just don't. And I've actually walked out of stores and go, I don't know the PIN.
I just pay cash. Like I start paying cash, people, because the less we pay cash, the more comfortable the government will be banning cash. And several European countries have done this already. And they want to do it here in America. So don't give them the chance. Start paying cash. If they don't take cash, walk out.
Yep. So your money is insured in the bank account. If they fraudulently... No, I've always gotten the money back. It's happened to us quite a bit. But here's the thing. It literally says it in there. If money is taken out of your account with your PIN, it may not be insured.
Right, okay.
Because we have trusted you with that number, and you obviously gave it to somebody.
Well, I mean, a 4-digit number is obviously very secure. I mean, it's fucking stupid.
No, I get it, but that's the point. But just don't use your PIN. And if a store doesn't want to do that, because here's the thing. If you use your PIN, the store doesn't get charged for it, you do.
Right.
If you use your credit card, the store gets charged for it.
Right.
And sorry, but that's the cost of doing business. Then don't take credit cards.
Well, but they raise their prices to cover that. But
they're actually not allowed to do that, but they do.
No, they are. They are. They changed that law of 2016, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't checked into it in a while.
Yeah. So, but actually, that's a good thing because a lot of places offer cash discounts. So if you pay cash, you pay less.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just the way of the world, and I don't know. I think corporations are evil, greedy, and
you're buying convenience. I mean, I see it.
Yeah. You and I disagree with stuff like that, but it's when you have a fee and it's applied to the store, it should be paid by the store, not by the customer. Because you have to run your business. They raise your fucking prices.
They did.
And they did the fee too. Weird. So we put an ex-president in the ground. I don't know if he actually went in the ground today, but we had him ready to go on the ground.
Yeah.
What did you think of Carter? I mean, top 5
why wasn't he alive? No, he's not. Dude, he's not that. Like, I mean, he's probably in the middle somewhere. I mean, he had bad things. He had good things.
I mean, he was a great man, a great person.
He was a no-war president, right?
Yeah.
Trump is like talking himself, oh, no war. No, Trump, you didn't start any wars. You still fought wars. Jimmy Carter didn't fight any wars.
Well, yeah, but that's if you inherit the war, that's not the...
He can end it. He can end it, dude. He's the president. He says, you're the generals, we're going home. I want a plan on my desk in 1 week, or you're all fucking fired. He could have said that.
Yeah, but you have to withdraw slowly. You cannot do what Biden did in Afghanistan.
But he ramped it up. He fired more drones and more bombs and murdered more U.S. citizen children.
I don't have a problem with peace by fear. Like what Trump's saying to Hamas. Those hostages better be released before I take office.
Get the fuck out of
here. Bullshit. They need to come home. That's ridiculous.
But
and our sleepy brain...
So Carter... now, people blame the inflation of the 70s on Carter. And that's wrong.
Why is that? Because
the inflation was caused by Johnson and Nixon.
Okay.
So Johnson is the guy who started the Vietnam War.
Right.
And he added all the welfare programs that we have.
I'm sorry. Police action.
Okay, whatever.
Fucking assholes.
And all the welfare systems that we have now are Johnson as well. And he had a famous quote that made use of the N-word about why he wanted some of these programs. I'm not going to say it word for word. You can go Google it if you want. So when you do that and you don't have the money to cover it, that causes inflation because you're printing money, right?
Yeah, well, I think we all know that now.
And so Johnson, we were still on the gold standard at the time. And I know I went over the story before, so I'll just quickly go through it. Johnson was printing all this money. European nations were like, hey, there's no way you have the gold to cover that money. Give us our gold back. Mm-hmm. So they started draining the gold from the Federal Reserve and from Fort Knox. And then by that time, Nixon was in the office, and he said, "You know what? You can't have your gold anymore. Fuck you. We're gonna be full fiat money, but it's temporary. It was a temporary suspension of the gold
for like 100 years, right?
Well, no, he just said temporary. He didn't give a date timeline, but it's been 50 so far. It's been 55, 54.
Yeah.
So that's why all that inflation happened. So now Carter comes in office, and that's when the inflation started hitting the consumer markets. So inflation doesn't happen right away. That's the trick people don't understand.
Right.
So they print all the money. It goes into the investment market first, and then it takes 5-10 years to filter down to us. Right. So now the COVID inflation, the reason that happened right away is because they printed the money and gave it to us.
Right.
Whereas normally they print the money, give it to the investment banks, and then it slowly filters down. So Carter, the inflation happened on his watch, and to his credit, he hired Paul Volcker as the Federal Reserve Chairman. So you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, the name. Did you look this up before the show?
No, I've known this for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So Paul Volcker said to kill this inflation, you have to raise interest rates. And now he did this on Reagan's term. So Carter had been out of office already, but Carter's the guy who hired him.
No, but Carter had double-digit interest rates on home buying.
Okay, then maybe it did start at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, he hires Paul Volcker. Volcker cranks up the interest rates, and then like Carter gets removed because he gets blamed, right? So they elect Reagan, and Reagan says, "You know what? I'm going to keep this Paul Volcker guy. I like this guy." So he says, because Congress is pressuring Reagan,
right?
So you got to fire this guy. He's fucking jacking up interest rates. He's going to cause a recession. Blah 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 blah. Well, a recession does happen because that's what happens when you jack up interest rates.
Right.
But it killed inflation. So Carter's the guy who killed the inflation by hiring Paul Volcker.
Okay.
That's reality. I mean,
but then you also had the hostages in Iran.
Right. Well, that's one of the bad.
So he handled
that
no,
poorly.
He had no war.
Yeah.
But yet he
handled that pretty
people
poorly.
snag Americans and lock them up. So that's one of my problems with him. And I believe there was a failed attempt to get them back. So that was secondly an act of war.
Yeah, that's hostages. That's not an act of war.
He didn't get them back. But when Reagan got sworn in, they got released really quick.
Yeah. No, like I said, he had bad issues and good issues. He's in the middle somewhere. He's not one of the worst.
So did you watch any of the funeral footage?
I just saw the clips that you posted.
Okay, did you see someone missing?
I didn't pay attention.
Michelle Obama was out there.
Really?
Well, the rumor has it she's on vacation, but her and Obama.
Oh, well, you can't. I mean, you're on vacation. You can't just cancel your vacation.
Well, no, agreed. Like the LA mayor. I mean, whatever. Guinea, whatever the hell she was. It's an African country. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But no, I had heard that her and Obama are on the outs.
Huh.
Well, because he beat her in the sword fight.
Ah, okay.
So, oh, come on. I don't believe she's a man, but I'm going to comedic advantage of this as much as I can. I didn't post on X. I probably should have. So Trump and Obama were talking, which actually that does bother me. It truly does. But he's an ex-president. He's a future president and an ex-president, whatever. And he's being hospitable. But I don't know how I could not talk to somebody who's set out to destroy me and actually make huge leaps and bounds to destroy me. But there was a conversation where Obama kept laughing because I think Trump is a funny guy. And the USA Today brought in lip readers to try to figure out what they were saying, and they had something like, well, they're talking in code, or your lip reader sucks. One of the two, I don't know. But then somebody, interjected their own words. And it was Obama leaning over to Trump, hey, man, I got to talk to you about something important. And Trump responded, again, made up words. Trump's response was, oh, it's about your wife being a man? He's like, oh, you know that? He's like, oh, everybody knows about Big Mike. I'm sorry, I find that really funny. I don't believe she's a man, but I do find it really funny. I posted something else. Wait, is that all about the funeral? I think so. I don't think I have. Biden kept falling asleep. Shocker there.
Yeah.
Harris didn't like Trump and Obama talking. What else? So I posted another meme, and I actually didn't know this. Let's see if I can find it. Because I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch the link I hosted of Dana White?
I don't remember.
You need to watch it. And I'm not going to play it. I'm not even sure if it's even here anymore. Where the fuck? It might be gone. He is a huge advocate of free speech.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I did watch that.
Yeah, and someone... Oh, yeah.
They were asking him why... yeah.
That is Bill Gates' weather machine.
They were asking him, why don't you punish your fighters or something for
why don't you put a leash on your fighters for what they say? He goes, why would I tell another grown man what to say?
Right.
So I just thought that was kind of ironic and kind of fits into our life a little bit. Yours more than mine. But yeah, I don't think a grown man should tell another grown man what to say, what to do, or anything. You don't like it, get the fuck away from me. Not my problem. But actually, my wife brought up a good question. With the LA fires, if Bill Gates can go and seed everywhere and make it right, why doesn't he seed Los Angeles?
Why would he do that?
Put the fires out.
He doesn't live there.
Well, it'd save lives. But again, if maybe they're land grabbing.
What does he care? I heard there's a fire sale on land in the Hollywood Hills.
Jesus. What else do we got going on?
I think there was a whole lot. You posted something about the pipe bomber.
Yeah, I was going to get that in a second. So apparently, now that Trump is coming to office soon, there's a lot of federal employees who are just dumping shit out there now. They've been holding for a while, and they proved that the released footage of the pipe bomber was altered
for his privacy, to protect his privacy.
And they blurred out his face still.
Well, yeah, you got to protect his privacy.
Yeah, so we still don't know who it is, but this is, according to Dan Bongino, this is going to be one of the biggest news stories of the year when this breaks, and maybe Kash Patel will
interesting.
We'll figure that out and might release some information on that.
Maybe it is Kash Patel.
Maybe it was him. Ooh. I don't know, because there is an FBI agent who said I followed the man home, and they would not let me breach his house.
Tell us the address.
Well, he can't. He'll get fired. He needs to be a whistleblower.
So what? They're protected with the whistleblower law.
Yeah, that's only if you're a Democrat. Yeah, because when a Democrat does it, they're protected. When a Republican does it, they literally attack this person, put this person's name out there. It's pretty gross. Oh yeah, I posted this video of the conservation officer. Did you see this?
What's that?
So the dude's got a deer strapped to the top of his truck.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Apparently, this is Washington State. I'm assuming because of Washington's ghost.
No, that's just his name.
He's not from Washington.
He posts all sorts of cop videos.
Okay, again, I assume it's America because, I'm not sure it's America because I only see $1 General Store in the background. But did you hear what the fucking dude was saying?
Yeah.
Your name and address has to be on every arrow that you shoot?
Yep.
What the fuck is wrong with our government? Jesus.
They can make money doing this. It's profitable. Like you bitch about companies being greedy. Like, this is greed.
Dude, I'm not saying the government is not. I'm anti-government and anti-corporation.
But this is what real greed looks like, right? Because a company can't do this to you, right? If you're out hunting in the wilderness, and like you just shoot something with an arrow, it's not like the fucking CEO of Walmart can show up and say, "Hey, you didn't put your address on that arrow."
Well, what if you shoot the CEO of Walmart?
Well, then
you're getting hung by the gallows. Apparently, because CEOs got their own little fucking protection from our government. Rat bastards. Don't shoot any CEOs.
I mean, like, I don't know if you've ever... Okay, so there are private hunting lands, right? Like, take Africa, for example.
Yeah.
So a lot of these places in Africa make money by attracting rich foreign people to come hunt lions and elephants and what have you. You think they're making you put your address on your arrows? No! Because they actually want the money. They want you there. They want your customer, your business, right? And
no matter what you feel about hunting, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't hunt. There's a couple of reasons.
I'd like to go hunting.
Huh?
I'd like to go. I haven't been.
Really?
But I'd like to go. Yeah.
My problem is one, it takes patience.
Yeah.
I'm not overflowing with patience. Two, I don't want to field dress a deer or
I would like. I mean, I did a chicken.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can go pheasant hunting, but those fucking things are hard to shoot.
No, I want to get in touch with my ancestors. You know what I mean? Because they had to eat.
Yeah, they touched you, so you want to touch them.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I hope you weren't raped as a child, by the way.
Oh my god! I wish I was raped. Hey, let me tell you this story. Here's a little segue here.
I'm being one-upped on a rape of a child story.
I went to high school at St. Lawrence in Burbank, Illinois for 2 years. And while I was a freshman, one of the religious brothers, look that up if you don't know what that means, got caught by the FBI for having images of children. Okay? And it came out that he was also doing physical things with children.
Okay.
One of the kids in our class, my class, was one of those kids.
Oh.
And he's an anonymous victim that sued the Catholic Church and won millions of dollars. So I wish they fucking raped me as a child.
Well, I was gonna say, did you go through like withdrawal? Like, was I not good enough?
I did actually. I'm like, why don't you fucking touch me, asshole? I'd be a millionaire right now.
Did I not bend over in front of you enough?
Fucking jerk.
You start questioning why did you rape me?
So the guy was the coach of the bowling team, and I knew some of the kids on the bowling team, and I don't know, like I don't know who the victim was, right? But man, fuck you. Give me my millions of dollars. That's bullshit.
Actually, the raping of the Catholic priests raping. First of all, there's pedophiles in every industry,
of course,
every religion, everything. So don't. But actually, the priests raping kids actually affected my family's life in a big way. Actually.
Oh yeah. Is this a joke or
no? It's not.
I want to have the right mood here going into this.
Well, so my son was an altar boy at the Holy Name Cathedral.
Yeah.
It's like the church.
Right.
If a Cardinal George, whoever was there, my son was his altar server. And we were setting him up to go to Quigley. Well, it would be Quigley North, but Quigley, because Quigley South got it. And they had to sell one of their buildings to pay off some of the sexual abuse lawsuits, right. and they turned Quigley North into the office buildings. And it was like literally, we moved. I took a new job and moved because I was the boy I worked at. We were like 2 blocks from Quigley. My son could walk to school in the morning, stop at Starbucks, get some coffee. He was doing summer programs there, and like literally right before he started, they shut it down. Yeah. Which then led to my son going, where are we going to go to school at now? And because my wife gave Cardinal George kind of like tongue-in-cheek a hard time, and he goes, name the school, you're saying, I'll get him in. Huh. And we're like 2 trains and a bus, or a bus and a walk. I'm not doing that to my kid right before school. You know? Yeah. So we didn't do the Catholic thing, but it did. I mean, we literally moved and we set everything up, and it was we were all set for him to go quickly. It was an all boys school, but
most Catholic schools were back then.
Yeah, and it was a what's the word they use? You had to have your options open to become a priest. You didn't have to become a priest, but they wanted.
They didn't care about that for us.
No, but Quigley was.
Yeah.
This is all about Quigley because that was like their pride school. Okay. So yeah, it just sucked.
What are you gonna
do? But my son did come home because he was too young to work.
Yeah.
So we had to go to the state, fill out. We had asked permission from the government so my son could work before he was 16.
Yeah.
And we did. We filled the paperwork out, whatever. He was probably like 14. He comes home from work one day because he was getting paid. He was also getting paid as a sacristan.
Oh, so Ron believes in child labor all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. But my son comes home and he goes, I prefer red wine. No, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, well, when the church is over, we have to get rid of the wine.
Yeah.
He goes, we can't pour it down the drain because it's been blessed. First of all, I actually disagree with the drinking age being 21. I think it's disgusting. I think it's wrong. I think at 16, you should be able to drink if you're with your parents.
I don't think there should be a government involvement at all.
But
you're a parent, you decide.
It goes to when my son is 21. That's when at this point they're not listening to their parents anymore.
Right.
So you cannot teach your kid how to enjoy alcohol.
Right.
Use it use it in a good way, not a bad way. And I kind of might abuse it a little bit. But just a little bit. I mean, I'm drinking right now, which is weird, but it's kind of a water.
I thought it was water. Yeah.
It's colored water.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's tequila. It is.
So is mine.
I know. Yeah. When it's tequila, I could probably say water, but there's also a beer over there. So, but no, I just got off work, so I'm drinking. And I might be an alcoholic. Hi, my name's Ron. I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm like, I'll never quit drinking until I have the story. I mean, it's got to be a good one. I went out drinking one night. I didn't come home for 3 days. I ended up coming home riding a horse with a rope tied to a police car's door, towing it behind the horse. That kind of story. Then I go, I got to stop drinking. I mean, never had DUI. I don't get into fights when I drink. I'm a funny drunk. I'm a unfunny sober, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, did we get off topic on that? But I feel like I've released some stuff. I feel better about myself now.
There you go.
Oh, what else? We did the bomber thing. There was another story I wanted to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Dana White, I did that one. But there's a few people in our group that need to see that comment, though, by the way. Just saying. What else? I left my notes out in the...
Yeah, I got nothing, so...
I guess because we're already at 47 minutes.
47. Do you want to do the teaching, or do you want to hear about hosting video game tournaments? Hosting video game tournaments.
Is that what your thing is?
No, it's not my... It's like a story that... because it was related to the Monero challenge.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so back in 2002 was when Smash Brothers Melee came out.
Yeah.
Now before that, there had been various tournaments for Street Fighter and those type of games, and mostly on the West Coast and New York, right? I don't even remember the names. It was Battle of the something. Man, this is ancient history. But so Smash Brothers was a popular game. It was for the Nintendo 64, and then the Melee came out, which was for the GameCube. And everyone that liked the N64 one bought the GameCube one, and we were all playing it and having fun. And this was I was in college at the time, so me and my friends were always playing with each other, and we're like, I think we're pretty good at this game. We can kick some ass, right?
Okay, you play with your friends, but okay.
What are you talking about?
You and your friends played it with each other.
Played a game.
Oh, a game. I'm sorry.
A video game, dude.
We just talked about using cheat kids.
God.
I'm already there.
All right, so Google had just come into existence at the time. So we go on Google and we look up, are there tournaments for this game? Right? Because this wasn't eSports did not exist. There was no fucking TV channels and commercials and all that didn't exist, right? So we find Smashboards.com, and there was a group in Chicago. And so we, three of us went out and went to their tournaments. It was a 6-7 person tournament.
Okay.
Really dinky in a game shop. We got our fucking destroyed, dude. Holy fuck. We thought we were badasses, right? Kept walking in we're going to take this fucking thing, right? we got our asses handed to us so fucking bad. It was embarrassing. And, like, a lot of people are discouraged by that. But I'm not.
No, you right? do. I mean, yeah, lose, get better.
I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm going to fucking beat these guys. Fuck this shit, right? Yep. I'm going to learn how to play. I'm going to beat them. So I started hanging out with some of those guys, got their phone numbers, whatever. We would play all night until 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Yeah. And finally I started getting real good, right? And I was competing with these guys. And there was regular tournaments every 2 weeks or something. But it was very disorganized, right? Yeah. It was only Chicago, not even Chicago. It was like this little tiny neighborhood, 10 people, and there was a tournament out was it I believe it was San Francisco, and it was called Tournament Go. So this guy, like, his parents were rich or something. He had this huge mansion, and he hosted the tournament in his parents' house. Wow. They let him do this, and like he would fly people out, house them. And like he would post on Smash boards like, everybody come out to Tournament Go. We'll see who the best in the world is, right? Wow. And he got some of our Chicago crew out there. I never went to one, unfortunately. I kind of regret that. But he got people from Japan and Netherlands and all these people flying out to California. And I wanted to kind of do this in the Midwest, because the Midwest is more convenient for everyone else in the country, right? Like, you don't got to call it California. It's not expensive. So I started talking shit online, which, that started.
Wait, what?
I continued talking shit online, saying we're going to host a better tournament. This is going to be great. Like, we're gonna have all these people from, because it's faster, it's easier. Come out to Chicago, to have a tournament, right? So we start getting buy-in, right? We got buy-in from people in the West Coast, people in the East Coast.
Oh, that's cool.
We got Canada people. I think... No, we didn't get any other international besides Canada. But it was great. There was, I want to say, 40 people roughly. And back then, that was fucking huge.
Yeah, no, it
is. So, like, now you're talking, like, 3,000 entrants... And the prize pool is $500,000. Like, dude, that fucking wasn't a thing back then. 40 people was huge, right? Yeah. So this place, the Dungeon in Burbank, I used to go there for my Dungeons and Dragons shit, right? We had a little group that did that. So I asked the guy, like, hey, can I have a video game tournament here? Yeah. And I had the dates and everything all laid out, and he's like, sure, no problem. And like we worked out a payment plan for how much of the prize pool would go to the rental, and. So in the morning, on the day of, I start showing up, right, with my TVs, and like he's hosting a Dungeons and Dragons event. Oh. And I'm like,
he double booked you,
dude. Like, what's? I got like fucking 40 people coming. Yeah. Like they flew out from everywhere. Like, what do you? So he's like, oh fuck. What? So we actually got it. We got it done. We had to kick out the D&D people, and
I bet that was hard.
And like just it was just so like ghetto and janky and but fun, right? It was fun. And like I didn't know how to draw brackets properly, so like I fucked up the brackets, and it came around to what time? I think like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and we're not done yet. And the guy's like, I gotta close up. Like I can't be here. So like we drove to one of the group's hotels in the suburbs. And, like, we're like, well, let's just sneak in the back. Like, we'll sneak in the back, and we'll have the finals. So, like, everybody gathered into one hotel room, and we had, like, the last 4 or 5 matches of the tournament. And, like, we were trying to be quiet to not, alert the hotel people, but you can't stop cheering, you know what I mean? Because it's a hype tournament. But it was fun as fuck. Like, everybody has memories. And, like, I went out to a bunch of tournaments, in other places. I got to see a lot of parts of the country. And then, like, a year and a half later, 2 years later, they're like, well, let's do this for real, right? Let's, like, have a real company, Major League Gaming. We're going to sponsor people. And I'm like, I'm already, like, graduated college. I had a real job at this point. So I'm like, I'm leaving the community a little bit. Yeah. But I thought this was a great idea. I didn't think it was going to take off because, like, who the fuck wants to watch a bunch of nerds play video games, right? Well,
yeah, you missed that boss.
Like, Twitch TV is one of the biggest websites, and fucking one of the top streamers on Twitch is a Smash Brothers Melee player, Mango. Huh. And he joined the community right after I left, so I never got to meet him in the old days. I did meet him eventually. Played some friendlies matches with him. He beat the shit out of me, of course, but it was fun, dude. It was just so fun. Like,
dude, my son would get all kinds of free shit sent to him.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was take pictures.
Yeah.
And he would get, 15, 20 people. And they had a blast. I mean, it was, and my son was a gamer pretty much from probably like junior high on. Yeah. And it was, gaming was slowly starting to take off. Right. And people are like, you want your son on the internet? And I'm like, no. And my son he was a shit talker, like a motherfucker. He'd be like...
That's part of it.
He'd be like, yo, man, I traced your IP address. I'm going to come to your house tonight. I'm going to skin you. I'm going to turn your skin into a lamp.
That's a little too far.
But I mean, it's all... But people are like, isn't it bad that your son's on the internet? I'm like, listen, he played baseball. It was fucking T-ball.
Yeah.
They didn't keep score. Any sport he played was the woke shit was already starting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guess what gaming does?
Yeah.
It gives competition.
Right.
Because if you suck, everybody's going to tell you that you suck. They're going to tell you why you suck.
Yep.
And I go, because my son, when he first started gaming, he'd be like, Dad, he goes, I don't know what to do. They're insane. They're yelling at me. They're screaming at me. They're calling me names. I go, well, suck it up, man.
Right, get better.
I go, get better. And he did.
Yeah, so if you guys, if you ever have a chance to just join a community that's competitive, and it's just in someone's basement or whatever, don't be like, oh, this is beneath me or whatever, because you could be a part of history.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can build a community out of nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, my son, he would get, he wouldn't make a lot of money off of it because he didn't want to charge people a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you had to pay to come to his site.
Well, shit, I lost money even when I won the tournament. Like, I would spend $50 driving to St. Louis and then, win 10 at the tournament, and I'm happy, right? Yeah. I had fun.
One day my son came, he was like, Dad, if I'm going to game, I got to build my own computer. I go, how the fuck we got to do that? He goes, we're going to learn. I go, okay, let's do it. And we did it together. We built his first computer.
Yeah.
He had some older boys, not much older, but they were helping him out, and they were teaching him stuff. And honestly, I think it made him a better man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm all for gaming.
Absolutely. I learned how to host an event, right? Yeah. That's a skill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we can move on to the teaching segments.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to talk about freedom of information today.
Oh, cool.
So, in America, we have something called the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Because we're a free country, and we love freedom and liberty, and everything's free all the time.
We do, our government doesn't.
So what this law is that anytime the government creates a record, or any kind of information, they're supposed to give it to you if you're allowed to have it. Right? Sometimes they have secret military shit that you're not allowed to have, but it's supposed to be open to you, right? Because you're paying for it. This is your info. You should be able to access it. Yep. And all 50 states and territories also have an equivalent law for state-related matters. Most representative, in quotes, governments have a similar law, so I can't speak to whatever country you may live in, but check out the laws in your country. There's probably a law on the books that you can get information. Now, if you're talking about the state laws here, each one could be named differently, so they're not all Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, there's different names.
So in Nevada, we have the Nevada Open Records Act, or NORA.
Yeah.
Some states actually require you to be a citizen of that state for you to get that info. Now, Nevada's not one of those states. Anyone can...
I would argue that because if you buy buy anything and pay sales tax, you pay taxes.
That's the law. That's how the law works.
Whatever.
You can get a friend that lives there to do it for you. So there's always a way to get that. So yeah, basically it's to get government records related to a person or a topic. Criminal records, arrest records, police body camera footage, surveillance cam footage from public buildings, 911 calls, all that kind of stuff. You can also get government contracts, what businesses they're working with, what they're buying from them, what the prices they're paying are.
I get all that. I got leases.
Yeah, so when you hear they paid $500 for a hammer, you can go look that stuff up and verify it for yourself. You can get employee information, so name, position, salary, a couple other things for all the government workers. Find out how much they're making to fucking deny your Freedom of Information Act claims all day. You can get emails from government servers. Yep. So this is a big thing during COVID, right? So Fauci and his fucking cronies were emailing back and forth. And this fucking rat bastard, you know what he did?
They hired somebody to teach them how to get around the FOIA request.
Do you know how they did it?
At one point I did. I don't remember.
So they purposely misspelled things that would have been search terms. So like vaccine, they would have spelled it like VAX or VACS, something, whatever.
Yeah.
So whenever you're making a request, make sure you take that into account.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want just vaccine. I want all the misspellings, all the typos, put it in your report. Right? Get it as detailed as you need to be. Because they're going to try and fucking fuck you over, right? That's what they're designed to do. They don't want to help you. And this brings me to my next point. All the states and the federal government, they have a website where you can conveniently go do your request.
Right.
Don't do that.
What? Really?
These websites are buggy. They don't work. They're designed to make you get frustrated and give up and go away.
I have not experienced that, but I also haven't done a ton. I've done it for work. I've done FOIA requests for work, and I've done a lot for personal as well. I've always had a fairly easy path at it, but also those are like I've never filed one with Metro, but I have done with Henderson.
Yeah.
Henderson was nice and smooth.
So yeah, I mean, like your mileage. Okay, so try the websites.
Yeah,
but if it doesn't work, don't be discouraged, right? Because these websites are buggy as fuck, right? A 5-year-old coded these websites, I swear to God.
Well, some governments do not want to turn over anything.
Right.
They don't feel you have a right to them, and you do. So do it in person.
And the other problem with the websites is there's really no proof that your request was ever received, right? So by law, they have to reply to you within a certain number of days, but they could say, "Oh, we never got it." And how would you prove otherwise? You're on a website.
Take pictures.
It doesn't prove anything. I mean, it just doesn't prove anything. The website responded.
No, I think the ones I found when you hit submit, it says thank you for submitting. And if you take a screenshot,
yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, okay.
I could code that. It doesn't mean it went anywhere. It's all bullshit.
I know you're going.
Don't trust the websites, right? Be prepared to go in person.
Yep.
So government offices. Now most states have to accept your request, even if they don't have that record, even if they don't manage that record, and then forward it on to the person who's responsible. Now, Nevada actually doesn't have to do this. I found out the hard way. So I went to the official public records request building, which is for like building codes here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, we can't do police records.
Right.
Now, if you're in a different state, they might have to forward that. And so now check your local laws, right? Because think about it. If you live next door to the building code office, but the police station is 30 miles away, why the fuck should you have to drive 30 miles, right? That's their problem. They should send that along and do the work for you, right?
So if you go to a librarian and you submit it to her, does she have to forward it on to the right people?
They should.
Employee.
They should.
Okay.
Again, it varies by state.
No, I agree.
So now the other thing you want to do when you're in the office is get the full name of the employees that you're talking to.
Yep.
Right? If they have a business card, get the business card. Otherwise, get their full name, write it down, or make sure you remember it somehow.
Technically, you can record yourself being in there.
Well, I'm going to get to that. And then get a receipt that your request was taken. Because we're talking about the website, well, the website can say whatever the fuck it wants. Doesn't prove anything. But if you have a receipt signed by this employee, right, you know that they took your request. Yep. Now, they have that many days to respond to you. So you might want to bring a copy of the relevant laws in case they give you a hard time.
Right.
Right? Because, again, like if they say, well, we don't handle that here. You have to go to that office. No, sir, the law is right here. You have to forward it. Right? Have that prepared, read through it, know what it says. And like Ron mentioned, be ready and willing to record the interaction. Right? Pull your phone out and start recording. And say to them, I'm going to record you.
But know your shit if you do that.
Yeah, because they're not gonna like it. They're gonna complain.
They're not.
They're gonna say you can't record here. You have to leave. They're lying. They're allowed to lie to you.
Yep.
But just be calm, be polite. Yep. Look, I just want to have a record that this happened, that you took my request. It's not against the law. So if they do threaten you with arrest, if the police come and say you have to leave, ask them straight up. If I don't leave, will you arrest me? Now, once they say yes to that. Now, it's up to you if you want to get arrested or not. But if you do leave, you can now hold them accountable because they said, yes, your rights have been violated. So be ready to sue for that. And the other thing you want to take note of is you can do requests anonymously. So a lot of times they're going to say, I need your address, I need your phone number, I need blah, blah, blah. No, you fucking don't. You don't need my name. You only need a way to contact me.
Right.
Now, you can give them a phone number that leads to a burner phone. You can give them an email address that can't be connected to you, or whatever you prefer. But they don't need your name. They don't need any private information about you. So now, how would you get that? Well, they would email you or call you, and then you would go pick it up in person.
Right.
And they're going to find any excuse they can to deny you or to redact things that shouldn't be redacted. You got to be persistent. So be ready to do it more than one time. Just like don't let them get away with it. Right. This is your info. You paid for it. It's your right. Speaking of paying for it, they might charge you depending on what you're trying to get. Because they have to print copies on paper.
Yeah, but I've seen some get pretty pricey.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is, if they quote you a price that sounds like bullshit, you can challenge it.
Yeah.
And again, this is part of the law. So you can sometimes file an affidavit saying that you live in poverty and you can't afford this, and they'll just waive the fee or reduce it.
See, I don't think you should be able to charge a fee because you already paid for that. It's like congestion that what New York just did.
Yeah,
you have to pay extra to drive on their streets. That you
so let's say hypothetically, your taxes pay for them to record and keep the record.
Right.
But now, if you want to go retrieve the record, that's an additional cost.
Extra labor, but your taxes technically go to their salaries. Your taxes go.
I'm just saying this is the argument they're going to make. It's in the law. It's in the law.
But the copy, just because the law doesn't make it right.
Well, but you're not going to get your records.
But I mean, you're paying for the copy machine. You're
just not going to get your records if you don't pay. Right? That's the fact of the matter.
Yeah, I've never been charged for it, but I've heard some people.
Yeah, they charged me for the Vegas body cam, and it was reasonable. It wasn't unreasonable.
And if it is reasonable, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but yeah, so just be prepared for all this stuff. Read the laws. Make sure that if there's any specifics that apply to you, that you understand those. And do this stuff. You do it for fun, even, right? Just fucking go out there and do it, and see what you can get. Write to the FBI and say, I want info on me.
Yeah.
Give me my info.
Yep.
And they have to send you something, right? It might be a big redacted page. Send them another one. Keep sending them more and more and more requests until they give you the info they have on you.
Well, we didn't have a file on you, but now we do.
Yeah. So, but that's my whole spiel for freedom of information.
I started watching because I guess you watched those First Amendment auditors.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
I've kind of picked up on I wanted to kind of see what it was all about. So if a cop uses his personal cell phone to record something,
yes.
You can FOIA that request.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because there was one.
They're on duty.
Well, actually, no, it was a TV show, actually. And the cop was using his personal cell phone, and the sergeant goes, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, well, my camera's much better.
Yeah.
She goes, do you have any naked pictures of yourself on there? Because if they FOIA that, you got to give those up.
Yeah, so when I, we've already mentioned I do contract work for the government, and they made it very clear.
He's a federal. He works at the FBI.
They made it very clear to me that any info that goes to my personal devices is subject to search.
Yeah.
So I have to make very well sure that I isolate my government work machines from my personal machines.
Okay. Wow. That is cool.
All right, your turn.
Actually, I typically do this to you. I thought of another story I want to talk about.
Oh my God.
General Milley. I've already told you before how I feel about him.
Okay.
What do you believe these direct energy weapons exist?
What does that mean? I don't know what that even means.
Well, okay, so they claim that they started the Maori fighters with a direct energy weapon.
Okay.
But not to this extent. I mean,
right.
I kind of do believe they have these weapons. Well, again, you paint your roof blue or green, I forget which one it was. Your house doesn't catch on fire. Whatever. But there's also ones that are much more tiered down. It's called the Cuban effect. There was an embassy where a bunch of people got really sick and no one could figure it out. And now it's kind of looking like it was a direct energy weapon because we have them. Russia's the one who came with them first. They have.
I mean, couldn't you just fucking release a virus there or something?
Well, no, but I mean, You're so Milley is being accused of because he said he did it. He used some of these direct energy weapons anytime people gathered to support Trump.
Well, I know that there's something that will do ultrasonic sound waves.
That would be a direct energy weapon.
Okay, yeah, okay, then those exist, yeah, for sure.
And they apparently can even make voices in your head with some of this stuff.
I don't know about that.
I know that one's a little bit, but again, Milley's bragging about using them, so they have used these weapons, and they were actually.
Well, actually, let me clarify that. If you have metal tooth inserts,
it's an antenna.
So there was a famous story. Was it Lucille Ball? It was a famous woman in the 50s or 60s. Like, she would get radio signals.
Yeah, it could just happen
from her metal fillings, and she would hear the radio.
Yeah. That I do believe.
If they knew that you had metal fillings and in which teeth you had them, they could maybe deliberately do that. I don't know.
Well, no. So back in the 90s, there were some Fox News reporters. They actually did it to them as a test to show them what it's like. And no, these reporters are like, yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
They go, it doesn't hurt you, but it makes you want to get out of that area very, very quickly.
Yeah, well, so do you know how seasickness works?
One time I did. It's
So you're on a boat, right? And the boat's gently rocking, but it's not rocking enough for your eyes to register it.
Okay.
But your ears are what keep your balance. Yeah. So your ears are like, I'm moving back and forth, and your eyes are telling you, oh, no, you're not.
Yeah, that's when you look at the horizon a lot of times.
Yeah, so when your ears and your eyes are telling you different things, that's what you get seasick. And this happens to me when I play certain video games. Because my eyes are saying, hey, you're moving, and my ears are saying, no, you're not moving, right? So I get seasick. And that's what these weapons can do, right? So they can make this ear hear something,
that's fucked up,
and this ear hear something else, and now your ears are saying, your left ear is saying, I'm moving this way, and your right ear is saying, I'm moving that way, and that causes seasickness. So that's how that would work.
Yeah, but so what I'm going after is, so they apparently someone is filing charges or demanding the government file charges against Milley because he admitted to using these on American citizens because military weapons cannot be used upon its own citizens. So I'm actually following the story now, but because this is what's weird. When Trump won the election, all hell has broken loose. I mean, in maybe in small segments, but like. Federal employees are coming out going, this is what I had to do. This is what happened. It's not really whistleblowers, but it's just like they've been wanting to talk about it for 4 years and they couldn't. And now all this shit's flowing. So imagine what's going to happen in a week when Trump takes over. And I'm actually getting kind of excited about this. But I still say he's got to get in the office.
I'm telling you, they're going to crash the economy. That's the plan.
You think it's the economy?
Yeah, you can't do COVID again. We're not going to fall for that.
I mean, someone died of bird flu.
I don't get. Okay, California can fall for it. We're not going to fall for it. You think Nevada's going to fall for that? Fuck no. Florida will definitely not.
Florida won't. But we kind of like.
No, we have Lombardo. Look, and the guy's an asshole, but he's not going to fall for it.
I hope so. I mean, because this I can't do this shit again. I get another question. So, Biden's doing he's doing a lot of weird shit. He's releasing pedophiles. He's releasing sex offenders from jail. He's giving them immunity.
God.
So, and presidential immunity it's done. Like, you're over.
Yeah.
But the Democrat Party and high-ranking officials in the Democrat Party have already said he's compromised mentally. And even the report that was done on him that said, he can't stand trial because he cannot provide his own defense.
Yeah.
Can Trump erase all those and go, he was demented, he was not in his right state of mind.
Can't do it.
No, but he was not in his right state of mind.
Can't do it.
If you do a contract,
doesn't matter.
And you can be proven that
doesn't matter.
If you change your will.
That doesn't matter.
Why?
Read the Constitution.
You and that fucking Constitution.
I didn't write it. I don't believe in it. I want to get rid of it, but that's what it says.
But yeah. No, okay, that's fine.
Are you just trying to cover it for the fact that you don't have a teaching segment today?
No, I do.
Okay, well.
I'm going to keep talking for like 4 hours and be like, oh God, I didn't have time for my teaching segment. Next segment. No, actually, because of what I did, because it was requested I do something on electrical. So why not go ahead and hit HVAC and plumbing around your house?
Cool.
So I'm going to do HVAC today.
Nice.
It's simple. It's easy. First, you got to identify what kind of system you have. You're going to either have, I guess there's 3 systems out there. You got propane, which you'll know. If you have propane, you know your shit's on propane because you have to monitor and buy your propane. Natural gas and electric. So find out what kind of system you have. Here in Vegas, rooftop units, the RTUs or package units, they're very popular here. And basically what that is, it's a metal box. Everything's in that metal box. Compressor, gas valve, heat exchanger, burners, all that shit's in there. More in the Midwest, you've got, we do like split systems there, where you got either a gas or electric furnace, and you got an AC unit that sits outside. So if you got a condensing unit that sits outside, you have a split system.
Yeah.
So what else? Oh, then you've got heat pumps. Heat pumps really, they're important. The weather around you is important if you use them or not. Because heat pumps are not real. I don't have a lot of background in heat pumps, even though I'm getting that because I have them now at my work. But heat pumps are not going to really handle the Chicago weather. But the way they're doing them now is they're installing boiler systems and cooling towers to condition the water so the heat pump works efficiently. So you might have a heat pump. More than likely in a single-family house, you're not going to have a heat pump unless you're in, like in Florida or something like that. Or even, I guess you got swamp coolers too. Those are popular in dry areas. So there's a whole bunch of different systems out. You know what? Find out what you have. It's not that hard.
Right.
Have fun with this. Get to know your system so you know that you can fix it yourself.
Right.
The major thing is get to whatever provides your heat, and then whatever unit you have sitting outside, or if you got a rooftop unit, get pictures of the data tag. They're all on there, and look it up. Go to the manufacturer, put the model number in, and it'll kind of tell you. It'll tell you what it is, and then it'll also tell you how to do your own preventative maintenance. Now, you won't be able to touch the Freon because the federal government has locked that shit down. And it used to be R22. Everybody loved R22. Then it went to 410A. Now they're banning 410A. So we got to go to a new Freon.
God.
And it never gets better. It only gets worse.
Of course. Well, if it was better, they would have been using that better from there before.
But performance-wise, it never gets better than R22. R22 rocked.
Yeah.
If you're in
but it turned the frogs gay or something. Right? Isn't that what happened?
For some reason, I remember hearing something from the frogs gate. I don't remember why.
Alex Jones.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, and birds aren't real. I like that one. I love that. I actually saw a van once. I see pictures of it. I see one. I forget where I was. And it said birds aren't real.
Oh,
birds are actually drones by the government. just so you know. But no, get to know your system. The only thing you really have to do on a fairly regular basis is change your filter. Every unit's got a swamp cooler or evaporator coil does not have. Technically, it doesn't have a filter, but it has a medium inside that I guess you got to hose it down every once in a while. But you want to change your filter, but you have to be careful on the filter you put in because they're making all these filters now, HEPA filters, and we micron size. We'll filter out anything of 2 micron and larger, or 3 micron and larger. It's actually really low on that one, but it's maybe, I think, 8th where the average standard is. But be careful using those because you need proper airflow through your system for it to function properly. And if if you're actually in cooling mode and you put the wrong filter in, you will shut off your compressor. Your compressor will trip off on internal overload. And the only way to solve that is to shut the damn thing down and let it cool down. You can also freeze it up as well. So find out what filter is recommended and use that filter. Don't get sucked into these fancy filters because they're not really good for your equipment. So you go on the website, learn. They'll tell you exactly what you need to do. And they lay it out in such a way that it's actually understandable. You can also go to a trusted YouTube channel. Not necessarily YouTube, but a YouTube channel. Right. Because you can check their reviews and kind of see how long they've been doing it, what people say about them. And they can actually help you out and give you little tips and tricks. So it's worth doing that. And then you can maintenance your own shit. And it's actually kind of fun. I mean, if you got stuff on the roof, if you're scared of heights, maybe don't do it. But roofs aren't that scary. You deal with it. So just learn what you have and learn how to maintain it. And it will help you out in the future. It'll save you some decent amount of cash. Because every time a tech comes out, they're going to try and upsell you. Yep. Because a lot of these HVAC companies, what they do is they pay their guys salary plus commission. So every part they replace, they get a little coin in their pocket. And then that might bring them up to mislead you. I've never seen it as bad as it is here in Vegas. We have a lot of scam artists in this town. We have a shit ton of carpetbaggers. I was actually at a job interview once for a plumbing company. And they basically said you need to lie to people to get bigger jobs. They told me you'll make more money the bigger the job is. And I'm like, I don't lie to people. I mean, I don't lie to him, but I mean, who the fuck is he?
I don't believe you anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So no, it's just not. I just don't want to live my life lying to people to steal money from them. It's just gross to me. And then where I work at, I've caught people trying to lie, and they'll attempt to do it. But call them out on it. Get educated on your own stuff and know how to ask questions. If you are going to use a secondary company, learn how to talk to them. So there's one of the best ways to find out if your system is performing properly. You get little temperature gauges and put one in the closest supply duct to your unit. You gotta know where your unit is. Put one in there, and then put one in the return. The return is typically where the filter is, or it's going to be the bigger grill, because that's what's returning the air to the unit, and then the supply ducts are what's distributing the air. And then you want to be the closest on the distribution side, and then where the return is, and you want to calculate the difference. Typically, you're looking for at least 20 degrees. 18, it will suffice. It's called the delta T across the coil. And you want to make sure that you are actually conditioning your air, whether it's heating or cooling. And you can tell that by the temperatures. It's pretty simple. But there's stuff online you can go to and kind of see how it works. It's kind of fun. Get used to it. Do your shit before you need it. Before winter comes, turn your heating system on. Make sure it works.
Yeah.
Burn off the dust. The burn's going to smell. First time you run it, it's going to burn. That's just the dust on the heat exchanger. When it comes to the AC, kick the AC on the very, very first warm day. Kick it on and make sure it's working. And that way you're good. And you're not going to be that fucking idiot on the first 90-degree day calling HVAC companies when they're all booked up because everybody else waited to the last second.
Yep.
So, any questions? You know how to contact us. I can probably answer them for you.
Oh, we got to do a Monero challenge this week.
Okay.
Just get a secret word out there.
I thought about one. I kind of lost it. I don't want to do that.
Just pick a word.
Blue.
Blue. Blue is the secret word.
Blue it is. I'm wearing a blue shirt.
Everyone who says blue,
I got a button-down blue shirt on.
You go in the wheel, and we'll decide who wins the Monero next week.
There you go. Have fun, everybody. See you next week. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.